Welcome to the R&R Show. Sit back and relax and enjoy the best little sports show ever. I'm your host, Michael Roope, and on the other side of this video is my co-host, William Rumsey. Hello, William.
Who day?
That's what I like to hear. It is game day, William. We are, it feels like what we've been waiting our whole life for this. More importantly, probably almost your whole life.
Yes.
I remember when I was about 13 is when the last Super Bowl happened. So today's the day, William, to punch our ticket.
I was 8 the last time they were in the AFC Championship. And yeah, man, it's been a long time. I mean, I've been invested for the Bengals pretty much my whole life. This is the first time that, when I was 8, I didn't know what the hell was going on. But now it's just very exciting. Today, we have to go out and we have to slay the beast that is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
The good thing about that is we just slayed him a couple weeks ago, but on the road in his den, man, it's a tall task.
I saw some pregame chatter like the Chiefs fans are playing into the Grim Reaper thing that Andy Reid said last week when the Bills thought they had that won. I think it's very important today, William, for them to silence the crowd early. I think maybe hopefully the Chiefs have a little bit of a sluggish start after, being emotionally spent after an overtime game. So it is important, I think, that the Bengals, get off to a good start and silence that crowd.
Yeah, I think that's to the Bengals' advantage. They played on Saturday afternoon, and the Chiefs played that Sunday game. So gave them an extra day of rest. So that works to the Bengals' advantage. You're right. I mean, we need to get up early. Don't let off the gas pedal. We can't kick 4 field goals again. I mean, they're probably going to kick a couple field goals, but we can't kick 4. That's just not going to beat the Chiefs in their place. I like the fact that Burrow came out. Everybody's worried about the crowd noise, which yes, it's going to be loud. But he's like, I played in SEC stadiums. That was louder than there. I like that.
I'm scared that the Chiefs fans might even amp it up more just to give you something to think about. But you know what? Big Dick Joe, we trust.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's been silencing people all year, and I love it. I mean, that's an air of confidence I think the Bengals need.
Yeah, I mean, and it can go both ways. That crowd noise can, instill energy into the away team too. I mean, that might pump the Bengals up. So,
oh yeah,
it's going to be,
I can see a bomb to Chase early, and then telling the fans to get up for it.
Yeah. So what, as a team, if you give up 266 yards, 3 touchdowns, 11 catches to a receiver just less than a month ago, or might have been about a month ago now, what do you do to change that?
Well, I'll tell you this. I mean, I don't think the Chiefs can do much to slow down this passing attack. I think it is definitely a bugaboo for them. I think the defense as a whole is a bugaboo. The only way that defense became better is when Patrick Mahomes took that pedal off and they started running the ball. But as you notice, as the playoffs went along, they have not done that. And so that defense gets exposed. And I don't think Patrick has it in him, definitely in the AFC Championship, to want to take that pedal off so that defense doesn't get exposed as much. So I think this is going to be an absolutely a flat-out high-scoring game, a la that Bills-Chiefs game they had last week. Now, they're going to be probably running a little bit more on fumes this week for the simple fact that was a track meet last week.
Yeah.
It was a track meet. So it's going to be a war of attrition for them, to be able to hang with the Bengals just for the simple fact the Bengals should be a little bit more fresher, to your point, playing that earlier game. They didn't play the overtime game. That was mentally exhausting. I mean, that is like pressure football, what they experienced there at the end, being down. I mean, it was a roller coaster those last 2 minutes of their game and then going into the overtime. I just don't think they have what it takes to slow them down. I have not heard if Fenton and the Honey Badger are in or out. Have you?
I saw that the Honey Badger is in. That was a report earlier today.
He doesn't.
No, I mean, we torched. That might be a good thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's fuzzy out there. I mean, I don't wish concussions upon people, but hope he's a little fuzzy. And I just think that this is the Bengals' time.
Yep.
They just beat this team that has to give them the confidence. If they hadn't played the Chiefs this year, okay, we'd be really worried, but they just put it on them, but they did they did start off slow last time. I think the Bengals got down 21-7, or was it even 28 to? I don't know. The Chiefs scored 28 points in the first half
before that Chase long tutty.
Yeah.
I think it was 28-7.
Yeah. So they can definitely not get in a hole like that here.
You know what? Even if they do, at least they have something to fall back on, knowing that they've got a leader in Joe that will lead them back. He did not panic. I mean, that's something to lean on. I don't expect it to be like that this round. And I think that as that game went along, as you saw that Bengals defense figured out what they were doing, I think it's important for them to play a 2 or 3 deep shell. Do not let them get beat over top, because for the fact, Patrick has that inning where they like this video game machine kind of like playing, and it hurts him to have to throw underneath. And sometimes he gets a little edgy and just wants to try it, and then that's when interceptions happen. So I think that's we'll play to the Bengals' advantage to play that deep shell. Let them, nickel and dime you down the field, and to be honest with you, it slows down the game. And it just Patrick Mahomes' makeup isn't to nickel and dime it down the field. I think
and he's playing out of his mind right now. That drive to get them into field goal range last year. But that kind of brings me to my next point, that if it is a close game at the end, I'm anxious to see Zach Taylor's coaching, because I feel like the Bills, I mean, you're going against Patrick Mahomes. I feel like the Bills coach made some mistakes towards the end of that game last week to not put it away. This is Zach. I mean, again, Zach's been pressed every week, and I think he's come to the show. This is an even bigger test. So what say you on Zach Taylor today?
I think this is a big moment for him. I think he's been waiting to, let the world know that he is a good coach. And this is it doesn't get any bigger than this to punch your ticket to the AFC. Now, we've all in our area, a lot of our friends, Rick Baker included, have questioned some of his calls, as have I, but all coaches get questioned.
Sure.
You only look like you're a genius when they work. Bill Belichick makes some very outlandish things he does. I remember when they played the Colts, and they went for it on like their 30-yard line or something, because he knew he couldn't let the ball go back into Peyton Manning's hands. I foresee some of those kind of calls having to be made today. There's judgment calls, because you've got 2 electrifying offenses, and I think Andy Reid and Zach Taylor both realize they don't want to give their team down too far, and they must score. And they I think we're going to see some 4th down going for it early.
Yeah, and I think that, with the 2 playoff wins, that's going to give Zach confidence. He is going to have some big calls, and I think the big goals are going to come down to, you're in that field goal range, it's 4th and short. What do you do?
Yeah, but he's playing house money at this point. They're going to be very loose.
I think his players love him. I think that, it's going to be a show today. It's going to be a real show.
Years have been how tight that locker room is. That's something we've never heard with the Bengals. And I talked even with Jason Buck, how some of that hazy. I don't see any of that. I haven't heard any of that. You don't even sense any of it. You feel like that's a very good brotherhood amongst them. They truly are playing for each other. So I'm excited for a big game. I will tell you this, William. I talked to one of my good friends, former NFL player Joe Montell. He had,
I thought you were going to say Joe Montana. I was like, oh.
No, Joe Montell. Listen, this guy told me, he said, listen, he expects the Bengals line to show up today. He goes, if there's one thing that the Bengals or all offensive linemen are, they're a very proud group, especially when they get, shown up like they did last week. He expects them to be as a better group as a whole. Now, granted, they're going to give up some sacks, but I don't think anywhere in the vicinity of 9, maybe around a 3 spot or a 4 spot.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning of the year, the big talk was Frank Pollock, their offensive line coach. So his pride had to be a little bit hurt last week. That line's pride had to be a little. I agree with you. I think they'll get it together. They'll stitch it for Joe. And and you talked about the locker room being close, and I think it really starts with Joe Burrow. When you come in your rookie year and you're the leader that he is, takes on that big injury, comes back and plays. That leadership at the top, what he's done, that's going to keep a locker room close together. You keep seeing that, and I don't. Somebody might have to hose me down. You keep seeing these people out in the media and former Tom Brady-esque, and that's I think people look up to Joe. I think he's not a Baker Mayfield, a Johnny Manziel, and I think he's just a leader, and that comes top down.
Throw shade on a couple Browns quarterbacks.
Yeah, I did. There's a shot.
But to your point is, what they love about Joe, and this is very un-Baker-esque, is he never throws shade on his linemen. No. He could have very easily been like, Jesus Christ, my line didn't give me any time to block. That's kind of something Baker would do. Hey, I don't have any time to block. What do you want me to do?
Right.
Joe doesn't do any of that kind of stuff. That's why
see the bigger picture. You can see the bigger picture.
Absolutely. As far as defensively, I mean, how do you feel going into this? I mean, do you feel like
it's a tall task?
It is.
But the Bengals, I think the Bengals defense, for the most part, has played really well this year. They have. I think Hendrickson and Hubbard need to get some pressure. And
I think going to have a huge game.
Yeah,
Played very well last week. I'm telling you, William, I'm going to call it. I very rarely give out Uncle Donnie's 5-star rating, but I'm telling you right now, Trey Hendrickson is going to show up today, and he's going to play well.
Man, you got some big paws.
Hey, they call me Big Fruit.
Yeah. No, I think that, and again, I'm going to get probably more technical than I should have, not being a professional. But I think that the front four, blitzing Patrick Mahomes, just like blitzing Joe Burrow, is with that extra man, it's probably not a good idea to take somebody away from the secondary. So I think it's important that Hendrickson get him after him early and often. And Hubbard's had a great year. DJ Reader coming up the middle, create pressure with those front four. So are we ready for a prediction?
Well, real quick, I do want to say this too. Just right off, one more little tidbit I've been thinking about. I don't think the Bengals will do this early, but I think if they have some line protection problems again, they are going to be wise. I'm not a Drew Sample believer by any stretch, but I do think that they may go to some 2 tight end sets to help out a little bit. And that's just because I think that they know that their skill guys can still get open.
Yeah.
Even if we have to do a 2 tight end skit, the receivers that we do have in there will be able to take advantage of whatever they're going against.
They have to do something because last
week.
But
I still see them, still rolling with a three receiver set.
That's Zach Taylor's mantra. That's his offense. He believes in it. They're not going to go away from it. So I agree with you. But they'll mix it up a little bit, hopefully. Yeah. What do you think about, before we go to the score, what do you think about Mixon? What kind of day do you think he's going to have?
I think he's going to have a good day. And we talked about this, off air the last couple of weeks. What's really great about the Zach Taylor is his commitment to the run.
Yeah.
Even if they're shut down, like in the first half, whatever line changes they do, whatever blocking schemes that they change up at halftime work, because they always come out and then they establish that run still, and they don't give up on it, which has been big because, but this time I don't think he's ever going to have to. I think that they're going to be able to establish the run. The Chiefs by any means are not good through the pass defense or the run defense. I think Mixon has a good day.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. Is that what you're going to give me, William?
Mixon, maybe he has a big day in the passing game. I think he catches some balls out of the backfield.
Do you remember that little bomb at the end to him?
Yeah.
I don't think they have anybody that can cover him out of the backfield.
No. No.
don't think their defense is good. I know they got a couple name guys, but that
Right.
Melvin Ingram, he's
Yeah.
long in the tooth.
Yep.
Now,
Frank Clark,
he
Chris
doesn't bother.
Jones. Chris Jones is the one that worries me.
Jones bothers me.
Yeah.
We got to make sure we block him up. I don't care how we do it. Just make sure it doesn't cut up there in the front of his face. I think this is the Bengals' time. I'm getting excited,
Yes.
William. That's
Who
what I
dat?
want. Hey, we are going to punch our ticket.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think the Bengals are the hungry team. They're all in. I don't want to say desperate for a win, but they want it.
They're having fun. They're loose. And you know what? It's amazing. Have you not noticed? Did you look at the pictures? Bengal Nation, Houday Nation has invaded Kansas City.
Yes.
On you right now, all the Bengal fans across America are coming out of the woodwork. I think America wants the Bengals to win. I don't think they like Mahomes' fiance or his brother. I think America is on the Bengals bandwagon.
Are we the new America's team?
I think we might be.
I think we are.
Colors are better. The look is better. Everything about it is better. And it's time to let Bengal Nation just explode. I think everybody wants the Bengals to win.
They do. I mean, we kept talking about they're a year early, but hey, we're here. Get it now.
Yep. Hey,
Get it now.
Part of a dynasty, William.
It is us.
It is us.
It is us.
It's the start of a dynasty, 60 million under the cap. It's only going to get better and better and better, but it starts today. We're going to punch our ticket, and we're going to 3 straight Super Bowls.
Oh, man. 3 straight. I love it. Somebody hose you down.
They need to.
Yeah.
Somebody hose you down.
You want me to get – all right, so I think that the Bengals, win on a late field goal. Evan McPherson, I see them winning 31-28.
I thought the 31-28 score, but as we talked to Tim McGee earlier this week, I think somehow that how a lot of people like to go for 2 somehow now.
Yeah.
I think they win by 2, so I'm going 31-29.
Okay, very nice. Hey, we've got a Bengals win.
Yeah, we're right there. The pundits that have the Bengals as 7 to 7.5 point underdogs don't know what they're talking about. They don't understand the football game. They all they're doing is looking. They're just looking at that sexy machine. What Mahomes just did, and they're like 13 seconds. Oh God, yeah, this is going to be a blowout. It's not.
I think the ladies think Burrow's sexier than Mahomes, though, right?
I think so. Well, I tell you what, you accompany that with, did you see where I posted Mahomes looks like the girl from Roseanne?
Yeah. that was good stuff. Yeah. That was good stuff.
William, I tell you what, buddy, no matter what, we are going to be back for our fans after the game to go over this big Bengal monumental victory. I tell you what, I'm feeling it. I feel like we're going to then, I don't even think it's a thing anymore, but I think we're going to see Houday beer coming back out. I think we're going to see a Bengal song, a little rap ditty again. I think we're going to have Tim McGee back on our show this week.
I was going to say, we'll get him back.
Tim McGee will be back eating crow. It's going to be a glorious time for us, William.
Yes. I love it. You brought it today. You brought it
down, William.
Yes.
Hey, we'll see you guys after the game to go over a big-time Bengals win. See you after the game.
Good day.